Hi, welcome back to Daytime. Well, as tempting as it may be, my guess is that our next guest would not suggest that you put bounce sheets or boil your boss to make things better at work. However, he does have some great ideas and a new book to help us along the way. I'm here with author Jim Clemmer. Welcome, sir.
Hi, good to be here.
So, the moose on the table.
Do a little moose hunting here, yes.
This is a great book. I wish we all had a little elf and some special glasses to help us through the day.
Alfred, yes, absolutely. Well, it was a lot of fun to write. It's been a lot of fun to use the whole concept, which I've done for years, and decided to pull it all together into a story.
Right.
With Pete Leonard, who is a typical manager in a company that's struggling.
It was interesting because I think, like many things, reading the book, you realize that you're not alone in the world, that there are many people out there who are feeling the same stresses that you are. And it's a great little story that ties everything that you teach into it.
Yeah, the number of times, which is kind of gratifying to me, that I've had managers who've read the book come up to me and say, "Have you been looking in our windows?
Yeah.
This is what goes on in our organization." But what I tried to do was, having been in this business now for almost 30 years, training and developing and consulting, and this being my 6th book now,
Wow.
It's trying to pull together a lot of those experiences and put them into a story of a typical organization that is avoiding a lot of its issues, not really dealing with them, which of course is the whole metaphor of moose on the table. Or over the years I've heard of dead camels on the table, salmon on the table, elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room, of course.
There's been all kinds of variations on the basic idea that there are issues that we're not addressing and not really dealing with, and the communication blockages.
And I think the most frustrating thing that a lot of us feel is just resignation. You know, I can't believe the frustration. I spent 15 years in the corporate world, and I started getting sick of hearing people talking about how they were counting the days to retirement. And I thought, why are you giving up? You know? Yeah,
I couldn't agree with you more. I get really frustrated when I'm working with managers who have basically chosen to disempower themselves, has basically chosen, as the character in this book, Pete Leonard, originally did in the early few chapters, is his whole motto was, you just go along to get along. You just kind of wait things out. It may be on-the-job retirement, which is happening a little too often, or people who've quit but stay in the organization. And that's part of what the book is intended to do, is to try to inspire and maybe show a way for someone to say, you know, there's an option here. I can try to improve communications. We can try to deal with some of these issues and be more successful at it and feel better about ourselves. Because that, of course, is what happens to Pete later in the book, is he starts to really reestablish his sense of self-esteem, his sense of mastering and moving ahead of the issues rather than having these moose bully him around.
Well, and I love how you use the word reestablish, because so much of it is him thinking about how great it was when he first started out, and you know, and almost a meteoric rise at the beginning. But as you said, the disempowering of your own. Nobody else but yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And the workshops that we've been doing across the country built around the book are called Breaking Through the Bull, because that is, of course, one of the challenges, is in many workplaces there's, for whatever reason, political correctness, or people reluctant to step up to the issues, or there's been maybe some conflict or past problems. And so finding ways, as Pete does, to break through some of that, open up some of what I call courageous conversations, because they're oftentimes as difficult to initiate as they are to hear. People may be giving feedback back to you. But it's so critical we do that in today's world, especially with Blackberries and email and all the technology we have today. The ironic thing is, in many workplaces, we have less communication, not more.
Exactly.
We have a lot more noise. We have a lot more emails and things being fired around, but people aren't really talking as effectively as they were.
It always used to astound me at the number of emails I would get from somebody 2 offices over. And I was like, why didn't you just come talk to me? Like,
let's just get together and let's figure this out.
Exactly. And I know you don't want to put the bars out of business, but I'm guessing you'd love to see the drop in the Poets Society as well.
Chapter 3, the Dread Poets Society. That was a bit of fun. Chapter 2, Pete and his teammates are sitting around in this horrible meeting run by this dragon boss, Doug Drake. And so in chapter 3, they go down to Rocky and Bullwinkle's bar.
That's right.
For a meeting after work of the Poets Society, which stands for Pee on Everything Till Sunrise, is the name of the society. And unfortunately, again, it happens way too often.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
hear managers sitting around complaining after the meeting or complaining later, or naming the issue or naming the problem that needs to be addressed.
Right.
But they don't have the courage or maybe feel the confidence to address it in the actual meeting.
Right. Now, I know that you're currently on a big tour with your seminar, and
Yes.
you're heading out west today.
Heading off to Vancouver this afternoon and Edmonton, and yeah, we're doing a
But you are
series of
coming back this
workshops.
way. I noticed that in May, the workshop's already sold out.
Yes, we had one session. We actually started the tour here in KW area back a couple of weeks ago. That one was sold out. The May session is sold out, so we now have another one in June.
Yeah, well, good stuff. So what's the best way for people to get information?
Go to the website, mooseonthetable.com, and or our main website, clemmer.net. Either one will direct them to the book or to the workshop.
Good stuff. Well, it's a great read, and I'm curious now about the other 5 books. I'm sure they're a great read as well. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
All right, good
Safe
to be
travels
here.
out west.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Come on back. We'll have more daytime after this.